Okay, time to dive right into Reverse Rebirth. Poor Riku doesn't even get an opening, like an opening song scene or anything. He just dives right into it. Now, I'm not really sure how he ended up here, but I think they kind of vaguely explain it, like in the middle of the story.
Who's there?
You should remain asleep. Here, between light and dark.
So how many between light and dark areas are there? Because I feel like there's a couple of them throughout the series.
The king. Where's the king?
Like where Castle, I think that's where Castle Oblivion is actually. It's like between light and dark, not the realm of darkness, like I said. I think.
By yourself. You did not have the strength to overcome the darkness.
Aw.
Or maybe.
But yeah, actually, I really do like this little story for Riku. Kind of,
As if I'm some kind of
it gives him like redemption, sort of, and he kind of like rubs in his face how much of a piece of shit he was in the first game. Which he kind of deserves, let's be perfectly honest.
Sleep is safety.
But I thought this was between light and darkness.
But
Ah.
What's this?
A card, you idiot.
there's a door to the truth. Take it and your sleep ends.
Can I get it? Can you please just give it to me? It's drifting off
But know this.
into zero gravity of this area.
Bring you pain. Will you still go?
Now the thing is with this story, it's like an abridged version of Sora's story. So it's gonna be like twice as abridged. Like I'm pretty sure this whole thing only lasts like 3 videos or 4 videos. God, I'm still bothered by Riku's half gloves.
That was very well said, Riku.
Very anime. And then somehow he ends up in Castle Oblivion's basement. I don't really know. Yeah, that's the thing. Riku starts out in the basement and works his way to the ground floor. Of course, it all looks exactly the same, so whatever. And like his story starts after Sora's does, but like by the time his story, Riku's story is over, Sora's has been over for a while. So that's the main thing. Or that's sort of like where his story starts off. Yeah, and he gets to visit most of the worlds that Sora does. One of the main exception being no 100-acre wood. And also he gets his cool sword. And he has no friends, at least right now. Yeah, because the way Riku's story works is most of the worlds are just a boss battle, and that's it. In terms of like the story of the world, like you still get to fight Heartless and build your own little dungeon, but for the most part, it's just okay, go to the boss and beat him. The end. Like after Hollow Bastion, it's like that all the way until like Destiny Islands. Ah. I assume this voice here is Xehanort's Heartless, but I don't think it's ever really specified. Yeah, now Hollow Bastion is pretty much the only, again, until like Destiny Islands, this is the only world with like cutscenes and dialogue of any kind. Because all the others, it just drops you off in the world, you go fight the boss, and then you leave, and that's it. Now, I actually like how things go in Hollow Bastion, because again, it kind of rubs in Riku's face how much of a piece of shit he was in the first game. Especially like, I think like in the first, one of the golden key rooms you go in, it kind of rubs in his face how much of a dick he was. But the thing is that none of the other worlds are like that. None of them ever tried to like emphasize how like crappy he was. Even in worlds where he negatively affected it, like Monstro or Agrabah or Neverland. There's no dialogue or anything there, and that's kind of a waste of potential in my opinion. Yeah, see, this is the only world that has like 3 of these golden key doors, and I'm gonna show off a bit of Riku's combat in this world against generic Heartless. But then after this video, I'm pretty much gonna cut it all out. like I said, this is going to be even more abridged than Sora's story. Now, of course, the thing with Riku is that he has a couple mechanics unique to him. The most prominent two is that his reload is automatic. You just press the button and boom, the whole deck reloads, and it never has to do any sort of charge thing, no matter how many times you do a reload. The second is that you can actually boost his attack stat like a lot more easily than Sora, because with Sora, the way to increase attack is to get keys, like different Keyblade cards, and they would have more attack than normal, than the Kingdom Key. And like that little tutorial box said there, you can't change Riku's deck. Each world you're set with a certain set of cards, and you can't change them in any way. Now, on one hand, it's kind of nice because you don't have to do any tedious bullshit, like, you know, having to build up your deck with, you know, whatever cards. It's kind of nice. But on the other hand, it makes it a lot harder to like cheese through things, and it makes it really a lot harder to strategize because, you know, again, you can't change your deck, so you can't change your strategy if you're having trouble with a boss. You just have to keep grinding until you are strong enough. And there's a couple of other differences that'll kind of get explained in more depth, but one of them is like quick breaks, where like if an opponent unleashes a card and then you immediately break it, it does a lot of damage, and you like kind of like gravitate towards them to attack. It also builds up your darkness meter, which allows you to go into darkness mode, which makes you even more powerful, and allows you to use slights. But I don't think you're able to until after Hollow Bastion. Go into dark mode, because you can use slights, but they don't have like they're not like a specific attack. It's just a generic three swing combo. See, like that. If you're not in dark mode, that's pretty much all you can do, at least until Mickey appears. But that's not for another world or two, I don't think. We'll have to see about that. I don't remember exactly when he shows up. Yeah, and of course Riku also gets something that's introduced specifically in RE Chain of Memories, the duel system. But I don't think it's even possible to initiate it until after the game tells you about it. But it's very helpful, and it's something I really wish that Sora had. Yeah, that's the thing, is that I really wish Sora had some of these abilities Riku has. Obviously, the dark mode wouldn't work out for very clear reasons. But I kind of wish he at least had like the quick card break or the duel system. Like either one of them really would have been nice. But I kind of get why Riku has these things, but Sora doesn't. Is because like as the story goes along, it becomes more and more obvious that it's kind of like Riku becoming dependent and kind of like drunk on the power of darkness. So it kind of gives him an advantage over Sora, who only uses light, sort of. Because in a way, Riku's story is a lot easier. Because, yeah, he has a lot more tricks up his sleeve than Sora does, even if he can't change his deck. You know, in my opinion, Riku's story is actually a lot easier. Yeah, this is the cutscene I was talking about. Like, this voice, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Xehanort's Heartless, but I don't know. He really kind of just, like, rubs it in his face, how much of it, like, how selfish Riku was and how stupid it was that he turned to darkness. Yeah, see, hey, at least they gave you a nice room. Ha. But you see, I kind of wish the other worlds were like this, where it kind of made Riku face the things he's done, and like the horrible actions he's taken. But after Hollow Bastion, all that just kind of stops. I think Monstro would have been like the perfect world for that to happen, because I could imagine that like Riku like seeing Geppetto, and then Geppetto's like, "Oh, give me back my son. Where's Pinocchio? Why did you take him from me?" And like Riku's like, "No, I didn't take him. You know, that was, you know, I didn't do that. You know, not this time." But Geppetto's like convinced that he has his son, and he's just like begging him, like, "Why are you doing this? Yeah, something like that. Something. Oh, maybe a little melodramatic, maybe, but it'd get the point across. The point being that Riku would have to face the fact that he, you know, kidnapped this guy's son and try to use him to, you know, try to use him to get Kairi's heart back, even if it meant killing this, you know, living puppet boy thing. You know, like that would have been something that would have been nice to see, but it's never touched upon in any way. Or then, like in Neverland, where he has, he's helping out Captain Hook and he's fighting against Sora. Like maybe seeing Sora, that cutscene would have been nice. Like he's like questioning why Riku is, you know, turning to darkness, and like they can just go home or something. But like Riku's like too freaked out about it to like accept the offer or something. I don't know. Like I feel like that would. Of course, the thing is that a lot of these worlds that Riku goes to in this game, he never went to in Kingdom Hearts. Like he goes to Halloween Town, Atlantica, Wonderland, but he never went to those worlds. Not that we ever saw. I mean, he might have been the one to kidnap Alice in Wonderland, but I'm not sure if he was working with Maleficent at that point. I don't think he was. So it doesn't really, you know, I don't think he ever went to Wonderland. Yeah, of course, that kind of causes a problem. It's like, how does he have memories of these worlds if he was never in those worlds? But oh well. Of course, there is a lot less emphasis on memory in Riku's story, because he's not affected by Namine at all. He goes through the entire game with his memory entirely intact. Ooh, dang, he's got a point there. The voice, I mean. But yeah, again, it would be nice if more of the worlds were like this, but we get absolutely nothing in the other worlds until Destiny Islands. All the Disney worlds is just fight the boss, and that's it. No cutscene before the boss, no cutscene at the start of the world, no cutscene after the boss. Just, okay, fight the boss. And I feel like there's a bit of wasted potential there. But again, in worlds that he never went to, like Halloween Town, Atlantica, like it would be kind of hard for, I feel like the dialogue with the bosses would be a little bit too generic. Like they would just like say something about, oh, how he turned to darkness, yada yada yada. Like they would say shit like the voice would, because, you know, he never interacted with Oogie Boogie or Ursula. So it would be kind of hard for them to like really have any kind of meaningful dialogue with him. But that's just my opinion. And also, I feel like in general, a lot of these worlds, these memory worlds, are smaller for Riku, as in they have less rooms. Especially the ones later on, because again, because Riku doesn't. This is like the only world until Destiny Islands that has multiple key, like gold key rooms. You know, this is the only one until Destiny Islands that has this. I'm pretty sure every other room is just the boss, and that's it. But yeah, that makes the Riku's story very, very short. And sometimes when he goes back into Castle Oblivion, there's no cutscene. In fact, I'm pretty sure like 2 or 3 times in a row, there's no cutscene between Disney worlds, which kind of, you know, cuts down on the time it takes to get through things. Like, I think it only took me like 4 hours to get through this. You know, including all the stuff I had to cut out. Because after this world, I cut out all the generic Heartless battles, so you won't be seeing any of that after this video. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember keeping any of the other generic Heartless battles after this. Ah, there we are. Someone aside from a voice from the ceiling. Well, yeah, this is a memory. Yeah, and for some reason she's like self-aware. I don't know why. She and Aerith, or Aerith. I don't know. I'm pretty sure like one of them is like the English translation and it's wrong. Like I think she's supposed to be Aerith in Japan or something. I don't know. Point is that for some reason she and Maleficent are self-aware, and there's no real explanation for it. Because the weird thing is that Maleficent wasn't self-aware in Sora's memory, only in Riku's. I don't know, something, something, darkness, something, something. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, you know, I don't think I ever mentioned this, but I love how Maleficent's like, wait, I'm gonna wait for her to do it. If she'll do it. Come on, turn around. I don't know. Anyway, like, I'll just say it. I like it, like, when she turns, oh, there she is. Her, like, the bottom of her cloak that's dragging on the floor just turns around like it's all, like, stiff. I love that. It's just always so silly. Okay, maybe not, you know, it's not that silly, but it's just a little amusing. Alright. Oh, and also, Riku, when he gets the enemy, another thing with Riku is he automatically equips any boss enemy cards you get. And also each world he just gets, a freebie enemy card, like, just from one of the generic, enemies there. Like in this world, he had, like, the Defender, card. Like, automatically built into his deck. Yeah, and that's also the case with the bosses, is that whenever you get one, it's automatically in your deck forever. You can't take it out, even if you wanted to. Yeah, of course, Maleficent's enemy card is completely broken, because if you'll remember, it boosts your attack cards, which Riku only has attack cards. You know, that's all he has, you know, in terms of offense. Like, sometimes he'll get, like, a potion or something in his deck every once in a while, but for the most part, it's just these attack cards. So, boost the attack cards at the expense of a slower reload time. Well, Riku's reload time is automatic, and it will remain automatic even if you activate Maleficent's enemy card. So, basically, it's just boost your attack power with no drawbacks when used by Riku. Which I think is probably broken on purpose. Just, again, just kind of giving into the darkness. Like, you know, she was the most dark influence in his, you know, in the first game. Like, until, like, the very, very end with, Xehanort's Heartless. But until then, like, she was the most influential, like, with the darkness. So it kind of makes sense that her enemy card is the one that gives him the most power, you know, because all the darkness and symbolicness and yada yada yada. But yeah. Oh yeah, and again, you'll probably notice that you don't get to go to the Conqueror's Respite or whatever it's called. You're not dropped off there automatically like Sora is. You gotta make your way to it. Of course, a majority of the time, yeah, I thought the platform would drop down over in this area, but it's closer to the, yeah, it's right over there. Yeah, for some reason I thought it would, like, be, like, right next to the Switch. I don't know. Anyway, you gotta make your way to the room, but for the most part, it's, like, right next to the boss room, so it's not too big of a deal, but it's still a little bit annoying. And sometimes it's not even right next to the room. You gotta go, like, 2 or 3 rooms away from the boss room to get to it. And again, that's a little bit annoying. Yep, say goodbye to the most developed world we'll be seeing until Destiny Islands. In terms of, like, cutscenes and stuff, you know what I mean. Oh, 1 down, 11 to go, I think. Or 10 or something.
Come on, I know you heard me. Every word I said to Maleficent.
Darkness is your weapon. It is time you learned you must accept it.
Yeah, and that's sort of like the theme here, is that you gotta use the darkness, because the darkness makes the whole thing a lot easier. Dark mode makes the fights a lot simpler, because you get to use Slice, and your attack is increased, and all that stuff.
Serve me again.
I thought it was you. And some.
Your voice sounds different. Are you feeling okay?
All you have been talking about is the darkness.
Yeah, of course, you know. From this point on, from this point on, it's always Richard Epcar, because Billy Zane is no longer with this series.
Clever boy. I knew you'd be the one to most appropriately serve me. And now, Surrender to me again.
Yeah, this is like 80% of Xehanort Heartless's dialogue. It's just, hey, come to the darkness, it's great. You know you wanna.
Did you really think you could do me harm?
Well, you could try. He has a sword.
You could even defeat Sora, and you had darkness on your side.
So I guess darkness really isn't that fucking great now, is it?
Oh, excuse me for being weak.
You are weak. You need darkness. Surrender.
No, it's
Bow
submit.
To darkness. Bow to me.
He just goes on and on like this. It's a little bit. It gets a little bit old by the time the story is over.
Only the darkness.
Submit to darkness, 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 darkness.
All of the strength that you will need.
Did I tell you how great darkness is? It's pretty great, darkness. Hey, Mickey.
That voice.
Now the thing is, I'm just gonna touch upon this. Is that this is this game was released in 2008, and it was about a year before Wayne Allwine died. I think that's how it's pronounced, Allwine. So Mickey's voice in this game is a little bit Now I will say this: I'm not blaming Allwine. Like, I understand he was dealing with health issues, and again, this was a year before he died. So I'm giving him, I'm giving him a pass. I'm not like oh, his voice is bad. It's like, okay, you know what, fine, he's dying. He has major health issues. It's okay. I'm not annoyed by it. It's just something that's easy to notice. And also, hi, damaged soul. No dramatic reveal this time, I guess. It may be worth one small menacing symbol. But yeah, anyway, Xehanort's Heartless is teaching you how to fight. Or how to use, breaks and stuff. Yeah, rapid break, that's what it's called. Yeah, I kind of wish Sora had that. Or this duel system, which I think he brings up in this little tutorial. But yeah, either way, it's more depressing to hear Allwine's voice like this, because he just sounds like kind of tired, and it doesn't sound like he did in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's just sad, really. It's unfortunate. But again, he's sick. I'm pretty sure he was dealing with I think it was diabetes, like at this point, some sort of diabetes issue. Like while he was doing this recording for Chain of Memory, so of course his voice isn't gonna be top notch how it usually is. So, I don't blame him at all. It's just a thing that's unfortunate. Yeah, so these cards are specifically crafted from Riku's memory, which Xehanort's Heartless can do for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why he can do that. But, yeah, of course, a lot of these worlds Riku goes to, he never went to, so I'm not sure how he has memories, but whatever. Yeah, of course, the main way to, the main strategy with bosses is to use the duel system. I have given you heartburn. Now, anyway, the duel system is really, it's kind of overpowered, and it's a great way to deal with bosses. Because, for a lot of bosses, you could just rapidly mash the X button, and 9 times out of 10 you'll win. It really depends on the deck you have, though. Some decks it's really easy. Some decks, you'll have 9s and 8s and 0s, but some, like in Wonderland, your deck is kind of awful. So winning duels is a bit more difficult. Yep, now D mode. When you do a lot of rapid breaks, it increases your D point meter. And when you get a high enough level, you, well, at least all these first 4 worlds, at least these are worlds Riku actually went to. He went to all these worlds at some point, so I guess that's fine. But anyway, so the D mode just makes you more powerful, and you can increase the D mode points when you level up, because after you reach D mode, if you have your cards broken, it'll decrease the D meter. Now I actually really do like Zexion and Lexius. Lexius? I do like these two. I kind of wish they had more screen time, honestly.
Nice to see you too, Vexen. It's such a shame. The organization used to be the rope that bound.
So do they just like stand in this dark room all day? I guess the Castle Oblivion budget was really low. They can't even afford light bulbs or chairs. Oh yeah, and Zexion has this weird thing where he can like smell people. I don't know. He's like a freaking bloodhound. He's always talking about how he can like smell Riku and how there are all these scents flying around. It's weird. Like Rebirth has this big thing about smelling. It's kind of weird. It's like how darkness smells, and you don't smell like Xehanort's Heartless, and something smelly. There's a powerful scent. But yeah, it's like never brought up after this game, so it's just especially weird.
Our other visitors saw to that.
Yeah, so these well, more Zexion is kind of like one of the major villains of Riku's story.
But the scent was very similar to that of the superior.
The superior, eh?
Not exactly the same, was it?
You mean Xemnas?
This truly piques my curiosity.
Yeah, and of course, again, this takes place before Sora's story is over, so Vexen's still alive. Or before Sora's story is over. So at this point, Vexen's still alive and kicking.
Wait. See what develops.
Alright, cool. Yeah, again, but of course, between Disney Worlds, there's not always a cutscene. It's kind of odd, and it's, like, especially because, yeah, see, more smelling.
What's that scent? It's so familiar.
It's because you haven't taken a shower in like a month.
It's the smell of darkness.
What does darkness smell like? I don't know, probably like rotten meat or something.
Darkness even seeped into my skin.
Take a bath.
Don't worry, Riku.
Hey, Mickey.
Your Majesty!
Navi. My eyes. Oh my god, he's dead. He's a ghost.
Oh, what happened? I can see right through you.
Where did he get that shirt? Where did he get that shirt? He didn't have it at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know. I guess he just found it in the Realm of Darkness. And a change of pants.
Request?
Listen, Riku.
And shoes, I think.
Just because darkness holds you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was just wearing his usual Mickey Mouse outfit at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, wasn't he? No shirt, red pants, plain yellow shoes.
I know.
Who knows? Who cares?
Please don't forget. Even in the darkest darkness, there's always a little bit of light.
I mean, the voice is still good with Mickey, but at some points you can tell he's struggling with it. And again, I don't blame him. I'm not upset at him. That's just silly. It's just something I have to note. You know, it's something I have to mention.
Please don't give up. Believe in the light. That's a request from my heart.
And from my mouth.
Okay. I'll do my best.
Trust me. I'll try to find a way.
Yeah, so Mickey acts as Riku's friend card that you can use in Worlds. Because, yeah, he doesn't have anyone else. So you can use that throughout pretty much the entirety of Riku's story.
Don't worry. We shook hands in our hearts.
Oh, shut up.
We're
We shook hands in our hearts. Shut the fuck up. Something lies like that, just, they are so dumb. I don't like them. Anyway, that's it for this part. Next time I'll start going through the Disney Worlds, and I'm pretty sure I get through like 3 of them, like in like each video. But yeah, that's it. For now, I will see you next time.